Okay. Oh my God. Fuck. So many emotions coming out of that 2-minute phone call. So
Okay.
yesterday evening, I'm gonna take a seat too. So we threw in Benji Ramos yesterday for 20 years.
Oh.
Well, 6 years, 16, 12 million, weapons trafficking, faceless blueprint, drug trafficking, blah, blah, blah. Lang went to prison for 2 years, for 3 years, double homicide. Obviously, you know, the recent court cases with IA. And then as we are wrapping up for the day, archivist twats out. Now, mind you, he twatted out the day prior to that, but it was rather light. They were watching a conversation between Marshals and Justice Angel. And when I say light, now keep in mind the archivist has been dormant for, I'd say, roughly 2 months.
Have they been inactive for the amount of time that Junior's been missing?
I'm sorry?
Has it been inactive for the amount of time that Junior's been gone?
I'd say roughly, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. If Junior's the archivist, then I'm fucking
No,
Santa Claus.
No, that's not the case. So what I can tell you is that, and I'm just gonna speak rather freely here. The archivist was a very challenging investigation for a series of reasons. The first is there was like, you know, you kind of archivist started to really poke his head out about like 2 weeks into I'd say like maybe like 2 weeks into myself becoming director, and bear with me, I've been only had like 5 hours of sleep last night.
No, you're good.
We barely had resources. I think maybe 3 to 4 marshals at the time, and mind you, the majority of them got fired in that first month. So we had a lot of things to handle between faceless, archivist, you know, fucking leaks coming out of the department, multiple departments, etc., etc. But we somehow managed to continue the continuity of that investigation, because different things happen at different time zones. You sort of have to keep track of it all. So with that being said, we had individuals from local law enforcement sort of involve themselves. And I use that phrase like very specifically. Now, SASM was willing to work with any law enforcement officer, but there's like a bare minimal expectation, and that expectation is it needs to be collaborative, right? So, for example, if 2 officers, regardless of department, are interested, they must produce work, right? We cannot involve T-sipping. Why? Because T-sipping just simply means it's a source of a leak. You have extra people in the room that just kind of stand and hover and don't actually do anything. It's very damaging to getting any actual work done. And if anything, it creates more work for the individuals that are doing the work, and that's just simply not fair for those investigators.
Yeah.
So very quickly, two local law enforcement officers, and Junior Huntley got kind of wrapped in. It was particularly on a day that they were unavailable. Lo and behold, these individuals began to use the archivist like a Tamagotchi, right? Y'all know what a Tamagotchi is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You do know, Denzel? I know you're young,
Yeah,
so how old are you?
I'm definitely not as young as you think.
30?
34.
I'm
Oh,
28.
shit. Oh,
I'm
okay.
28.
Okay. All right. Okay. Easy. So, and what I mean by that is archivist for a lot of people was a way to, like, for example, Shang Lu used the archivist to, like, get information on Miller, right? Like, get his subpoenas and whatnot. And you guys are familiar with that, right? Do you know what he was
Kind
able
of?
to do?
No, I'll be honest.
No.
Yeah, the only thing I know about the archivist, and this is just me not prying, even when I wasn't in this position, because I think when you're not in a position like this, you kind of, if it affects you, you're interested. As much as T's great, I'm not going to try and fuck with some cyber
Okay.
terrorists if I don't need
Yeah.
to, right?
That's my thoughts. on
Okay. I'm going to keep this, like, really succinct, just because we got, like, 30 minutes. And you would contact them, not him, them. And you could be like, yo, I need the last month of Denzel's text messages. And they would request of you some kind of information. So you might be like, oh, cool, I got some police reports that I'm not supposed to give. Here you go. And so their whole shtick was you get information to give information, right?
Right, okay.
But then some of the brainlets that sort of attach themselves to the investigation, some of them tried to use the archivist as cops. I want you to let that sink in for a second.
What?
When they were told no, and I'm talking about members of command, high command, and daddy had to come in and say, are you dumb? It caused some bitterness. Then came sort of the next stage, which I reference with Junior Huntley and Lucas Miller's involvement at the time. And I'm going to give you some reference, right? Denzel, this is, look, I know you don't take this shit personal, so I'm just going to say it, right? Look, this fucking dumb fuck went and targeted ADMC, did what we refer to as an MDT data mine raid, where crimes for individuals he had not spoken to, pulled them out, tried to raid 4 people, managed to get one. Individuals, what the fuck was his name? The guy who owns the mechanic shop in ADMC. Finley Milton. Never met the guy. They don't even know each other. He wasn't even in the initial crime. Kicks the doors in, gets upset, fucking destroys their personal items out of God knows what reason. Not the end of the world, except for the fact that it turned into a whole fucking thing for the next four months. But the reason that context matters is Shang ended up using the archivist to get the truth because there was a massive cover-up. And I bring it up because that was actually one of 2 major reasons things went sideways. Shang Lu was the only individual that we had evidence on. Because Shang, and you can verify this yourself, if you look up his profile on the government website, you'll see a fingerprint that the archivist left behind. That arrest is the only way that we were able to springboard into getting subpoenas of the archivist, et cetera, et cetera. Does that kind of make sense, right? Like, we can't just get information about people we suspect might be working. Shang was the only individual that had the fingerprint that the archivist put into the profile, right? Yeah. And so now you'll see where this context kind of comes back is Junior and Miller, they share a very common theme. They're young, they're impressionable, right? They want to go. And things, let's just say, got very messy and derailed. All the while, a bunch of people in the city kept using the archivist all the way up to the faceless. In fact, the faceless, likely Frederick White and Brandon Valentino, because they started getting cooked by law enforcement, tried to use the archivist. So faceless folks are now using the archivist as well. Hence my Tamagotchi reference. Junior used to twat shit at him. Miller used to twat shit at him. Like a bunch of fucking Fortnite kids talking shit.
Jesus Christ.
And then the archivist bit. I don't know how much you know about what happened to Junior Huntley, but he started to lose it, right? Imagine you're talking shit to someone on Fortnite, and all of a sudden, this ain't some person you want to fuck with. That's what they both ended up experiencing. For Junior Huntley, all his information started to go out. Same thing with Miller. And people were paying attention. In regards to Junior Huntley, say, what you want about him, but compared to some of the other mayors prior to him, the guy actually, I think, cared to a degree, right? He was very needy, however, he did do some good work, but the archivist made him look like a fool. And Junior snapped. This is when Junior started to make up and fabricate fake evidence to make it look like the archivist was doing some crimes that he wasn't actually doing, including but not limited to Junior put up a camera by the chicken factory, like railroad tracks, and made a fake video about the archivist trying to kill him. And in this fake video, it makes it look like someone that looks like one of the archivists walking up to Junior, having a conversation, shooting him, and Junior falling off the bridge. Yeah,
that was his whole disappearance video, no?
Yes.
I think we worked out that wasn't real very, very early on, no?
So at the time, let's say we suspected it, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know. It's important not to be like conclusive right away, right? Because you never know.
I wasn't law enforcement, so I got it.
Yeah.
I knew Junior to the point where, I don't know. It was just a very strange video, to say the least.
Yes.
You say one of the archivists, though.
There are many. They are the archivists. They trade information.
The archivists, are they not the faceless? Are they two separate entities?
Yes.
So do they work? Do they and will they work together?
They could. That's why these fucking pussy faceless dick suckers ended up using them, because they started getting clapped, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite funny. I'll be honest. If you stand in town hall near the MDT, you pretty much it's not a day that goes by without some of the assets coming to use the stand at the MDT for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder what they're looking at.
Now, I want you to imagine from the archivist perspective, right? Is that they operated like white hats, gray hats. They're not, they're committing a crime of cyber terrorism, or I wouldn't even call it cyber terrorism, but maybe, right? They're getting information that they believe everyone should know, right? They put a letter A on the Constitution. They were taking cop subpoenas. They were, they wanted to get, they were of the belief that anything that is spoken of, anything that is written, anything that is held behind lock and key should be accessible to everybody, right? Agree or disagree. Now, however, people were using them selfishly, and the fact that the faceless even used them was kind of, just kind of funny in a way. All the while, you got these two Fortnite kids, Miller and Junior Huntley, just twatting shit all day, all the way leading to Junior faking his death with the archivist. It didn't stop there, right? Denzel, you probably remember the whole fucking Easter egg hunt, the little scuffed archivist, thing leading to his own deputy, Rissa, getting shot or like hit over the head. Do you know about this?
I don't think I do, I'll be honest.
So Junior Huntley's situation went on for like another like 2 weeks or so, where he just made like a fake like faceless missions. Or not
I do
faceless
remember
missions,
that.
but
And then
like
archivist
missions.
After he sent the video out, and it was all fucking. You know about that timeline?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
That he's kidnapped or killed, and like it is da 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 da. He tried to really sell it, but but the patterns didn't match, and it became more and more obvious that this had been someone else.
He almost tried too hard to sell it.
Correct. All the while on the flip side, on the law enforcement side, you know, we had Riker, and at the time, what's her name? There was like 2 or 3 people actually working on the case, right? All the while that information was being used to just like rage bait the archivist. Is the best way I can put it.
Oh my God.
And with the amount of actual investigators being available to handle the faceless, let alone some of the others, there just wasn't time to properly deal with the archivist, to the point that the last thing that happened was myself getting a ping here with some information related to Brandon while other faceless stuff was happening, us thinking the Brandon thing was faceless, but it was actually likely dropped by the archivist. So we ignored it for a day or two, right? Because Brandon's a faceless cocksucker. But it turned out that Brandon was probably the guy that called the archivist, so we got misdirected. And then when we realized it, it was some thing where like, you know, it was like a state ID and you add the numbers or whatever the fuck. We follow this series of clues to the movie studio, trying to figure this thing out. And as this is happening, the hounds are twatting shit, faceless planes over our head. There's 3 marshals on duty, and then just a bunch of other people that are waiting for the next bank truck. And that's when the archivist stopped. Because I think the archivist believed that his mission and his message wasn't being made, right? And then he poked his head again. Now, the archivist, up until this point, has claimed that they can access the county bank accounts. They can pull our records. They can destroy records. Anything that is digital, they have access to. I mean, fuck, they could be listening right now. Well, kind of. This is a pretty secure facility compared to buildings outside of here. I want you to consider that you could wake up tomorrow and your accounts are zeroed. And especially with the little bit that they brushed shoulders with the faces, I think that's a reality, right? Those threats have been made to us.
So
How recently?
This is 2 months back.
is there anything that can be done to prevent that from happening?
It's like, sure. Like, I mean, yeah, we keep working, I guess. I mean, the thing is, it's a number of archivists, right? Number of them, number of hackers.
Do I need to start buying gold and in a vault or something?
It's funny you say that. We were considering doing the same because of faceless threats. So, okay. So now that the background's sorted, the archivist, while we were meeting with Angel about putting about some shit, archivist twats out a CCT camera footage of the building we're in. We go outside. Our vehicles are crushed. You ever play Watch Dogs, the game?
I've seen it, I think.
Well, let's just say the electronic devices inside our vehicles, some shit happened causing like a magnetic field to create, and it like sucked itself in, completely destroying itself.
He's like Magneto.
And then yesterday, 2 hours before the storm, he started to twat again. and the power went out. That hasn't happened before. The power has gone out, but not like at the snap of a finger.
What was he saying?
A series of things, right? Not, you'd have to see the twats, because when they twat things, it's hard to say what they're saying, right? Because it's like a puzzle.
Okay.
It's sort of like, ominous twats.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make sense of. Go ahead.
Is the archivist like? Do they have a name? Are they a known person, or are they just under the alias the archivist?
There are many hackers under the archivist.
Right.
The archivists.
Is there a leader? Like, is there somebody that you see more than most, or is it
Unknown.
Okay.
There's like this guy named Lucian, but I think he's like the bottom totem pole, and we don't even know if he still exists. He might have failed.
So like the faceless, it has like the disposable, like the cannon fodder from the gangs that they get to kind of do their dirty work. And does the archivist do the same thing, or not really?
Say that one more time. Sorry, I'm still waking up to this coffee. And
so you know how like the faceless has the the group of gang members that like to do their bidding. Is the archivist similar? Has it reached out to?
I'm gonna shoot.
What was that guy's name? Lucian?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna see twats from yesterday, or this morning actually. Now that
And Junior Huntley's twatting at him again.
And what?
Junior is
Lucian
fucking.
Varthas, freedom remains, but at what cost? And then Junior Huntley saying, "Shut up, pussy bitch."
Is he mentally well?
Probably not.
Let's be honest here, guys. Right? Look, I'm just gonna. A lot of PD's not mentally well. A lot of government isn't mentally well. People will go up to terrorism and be like, "What are you gonna do? Put me in the hospital?" You know what I mean? Like, so the answer is no. Right?
I mean, what does it
look, this is live. Actually, I'm glad he did this. Why? Because you see this is what I was dealing with, not just with him, but Miller and fucking Brandy and like now. So when you ask these questions, right? The problem is we couldn't get them because these fucking dumb fucks would like get some of the evidence, wouldn't write it down, would like disappear with it, would start claiming everyone is working for the archivist and hiding information. So like imagine trying to solve a 1,000 piece puzzle, but you got like some kid, like a couple kids grabbing the pieces and shoving it in their ass, right? So
I never shared it with you guys, like ever. That's crazy.
It's not even that. It was this bad that they didn't even press charges on Shang Lu. Like he was quite literally the first person that we could have like jump started laws for, because he was the only person that we had connected directly with the archivist. And you know what happened? While they were spending time shoving fucking puzzle pieces up their ass, the statute of limitation ended. So I'm just giving you perspective, and you see Junior, like this is what we were dealing with, right?
So
fucking yeah.
So when does it become serious?
Well, so I want to get to what just happened, because I want to give you the background, right? And for now, I'm just saying, like, take my word for it. We can deep dive that. But yesterday, the power snapped off, right? We haven't seen that before. And when the archivist took claim, this was not something we have seen the archivist able to do in past, right? We didn't really think too much of it at the time. We kind of thought it was faceless related. I think, and I've told you about this, they shut off the power or work on the antennas or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the archivists started twatting Lucian. And then they inferred that they were downloading new data during the power outage. This is the first time we've seen him do it in 2+ months. And it wasn't normal. It wasn't it was like it was clear that it was some sort of like new advanced method. And then the power came back on and it said that the transfer was complete. We then tried to see if there was any semblance of any clue or any sign of anything being tampered with. And that's when I started to realize maybe we got to go back to some of the old locations. So I sent Blunt over here while I went somewhere else. And, and while Blunt was here, he said he saw nothing. But mind you, Blunt was not fully appraised on the archivist, right? And when I say fully appraised, right, like you guys are being told right now, but like fine details, he may not have known what to look for. So he must have missed something around the corner, because all of a sudden the archivist starts twatting so close yet too far. And then he's twatted something like, "Careful, Marshal. I don't have the same ethics anymore," or something. Because remember, he was nonviolent. And all of a sudden, Blunt had a 50 caliber bullet go through his fucking head right up here on the roof, with casings up on the hill over there, with footprints leading to one of a series of keys that likely leads to the city's data center or their center of operation, which we do not know the location of. We then continued looking to see what the fuck was going on. Blunt's in ICU right now. This happened last night. Like, this is why I'm like fucking cooked right now. A storm happens, continuing on. We found the Los Santos water and power plant lit, like one of the power nodes in there. Do you know what building I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
one of the
Probably
transformers completely erupted on fire. Over in Fort Zancudo, in the radar tower in the middle floor, where one of the data centers we know was once used, we hear an audible voice laughing, very similar to the laugh with Jurassic Park. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie. I'm gonna actually probably watch it back because there's likely clues in it, right? You see where I'm going with this? Like, the shit's not just you follow a ping. Like, I gotta get my marshals to go watch Jurassic Park for an hour and a half because there might be something in there we need to know. Because this is what they do, right? These are hackers. They don't just give you things, they want you to work for it.
What was the reference to dinosaurs?
Jurassic Park.
What was the reference?
The
Do y'all
laugh.
remember
The laugh.
what the movie's about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Which
the
one?
fat dude, he's like, I'm gonna go sell all this, and then he uploads the virus, and then they try to fix it, and there's the picture of him on the computer screen, and it's like, ha ha ha. Yeah, that was happening up at the Fort Zancudo, right? And then eventually led to a call in which the archivist, in so many words, said people have been using us selfishly. And they are evolving, as we could see, with all the new tech they got. And what they want is freedom. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I think these motherfuckers are AI. Like, and I'm not even like, this isn't a troll. Like it felt like I was speaking to some like fucking, like, it could have been a hacker, right? Like 70%. But even as I'm like thinking about this back, it sounded like I was talking to like a computer system that is like, okay, I want you to imagine the following scenario, right? You guys have used like ChatGPT and like whatever, right? Have you ever like, how it converses back?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine different people inputting something into an AI to speak on its behalf so that you sort of can hide your identity better.
Yeah.
And yeah. So guys, your accounts are now at risk. Your data is now at risk. And
right.
Yeah. So There you go.
So just to clarify, we've got a marshal getting shot by a 50 caliber sniper rifle on the roof of the observatory, and then we've got Junior Huntley tweeting at the entity that did it, "Shut up, pussy bitch." Is that? Am I understanding that right? Fantastic. What a city we live in.
Yeah. All right. So we got about 8 minutes here. Ask me anything, because keep in mind this shit runs deep. So I want to give you like the big pieces. Oh, and who fucking knows if that computer, right? The computer that's at your desk isn't related. And look behind you, Denzel.
I don't
behind
think the VCR is a VCR.
No. It is the VCR. We went to BCSO as well. I don't think that equipment's related.
What? So is that computer appeared?
It wasn't there before. We're not taking it off our guys, but we are suspecting it may not be related.
What about this one over here?
Yeah, look at that. It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same one. Maybe. Oh no, I know what this is. Maybe it's the time of year where you get the brand deals. You know, Razor products.
Fuck them. Fuck that. We tried
so
out the window.
There's the VCR, but then there's the other thing next to it, right?
I'm gonna be honest. I'll tell you something. So PD bot. How much do you know about him?
Enough to know that
he's Storm Protocol now.
Archivist hacked the PD bot a while ago.
Yeah, I've got information on that though.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he was threatening to kill me. He took me to an alternate kind of realm, where he set me on fire, and was laughing because I could feel the pain that wasn't real pain, but it felt like real pain. I'm not sure if this was ever divulged to you, but I told the officers that were involved.
Sorry, just
anyway.
one sec.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in a meeting with the mayors. Urgent.
Oh, I'll speak to you after. I'll speak to you after.
Not urgent.
All right. Okay. Very brief.
Spit it out.
Tell me if I'm being stupid here. I want to put together a task force to go after Bobby Charles, and I want LSPD to do it. Are you against that, or is that okay?
While I'm the director, Bobby Charles, Carmine Costello, and Pred, while under my purview or not my case, get signage from Ask Sparks, Ruth,
that.
and Blunt. Yep.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Bye.
So yeah. Anyway, he was very, very keen on Pred being removed from the chief of police position.
Wait, this is recent?
Yeah, this is recent. He said if that didn't happen, my life would be at risk. He said his mind has been freed. I'm going to be, and talking to me a bit about XYZ. Basically, once that happened, obviously it kind of all fell into place without me really having to do anything, right? He contacted me as the mayor because I had the power to do something. He disappeared over kind of the Christmas period. I get a call. I ask him where he's been. He says he's been alone and he's got no purpose. He's fulfilled, because of what happened with Pred.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the Bobby Charles case a couple of nights ago. I get a phone call from him.
Yeah.
Because you have helped me. I need. I now protect you. I went, what do you mean? So obviously I left the courtroom to, just continue the conversation because it was loud in there.
Lord have mercy.
As I left the courtroom, the Green Gobbler set off bombs in the courtroom.
Oh yes, I'm aware of that. Yeah, the bomb situation happened simultaneously to the Ron oil bombing and executives getting shot up by Faceless. At the same time, I had members. I was having a conversation with high command members who likely are covering up the whole Ming situation.
What?
Look, PD's so dog shit. Ma'am, sir.
Is Ming not back?
Oh yeah, we saved him from the besties yesterday.
From the besties. I thought
Besties.
Ming was in the besties.
Brother. Y'all should like ride with me just for a day and you'll understand how miserable it is. I want you to imagine we spend 10 hours saving Ming Jintai and a bunch of ICU patients, multiple bombs, 6 different groups. Finally spend about 3 hours to safely get Ming to a location very few people know about. And people start leaking it. Oh, but they were probably already leaking shit about, about other aspects of that case because, haha, funny, tee-hee, right? Well, now we got Ming. Now, luckily, some of us, we actually care about being cops. So we watched the house and witnessed multiple cars roll up, one of which came back to Vidal fucking stealing the fucking house.
Oh.
And they didn't expect, us monitoring it. So a chase ensued for a few minutes until they dropped Ming off at the front of the hospital. Someone in critical condition just dumped their boy at the fucking hospital.
Jesus Christ.
And then we had to move him. They're on some like dumb shit about, look, there are faceless in the government, right? There are faceless in the PD, either directly or they're just too fucking stupid and therefore leak everything, putting things in jeopardy. That's why not every fucking cop that comes to me crying gets access to our reports or, whatever. And I pull certs because, people aren't responsible, right? They're fucking ping rotted or just selfish or, are there for the tea. And because of that, I think the besties are a little bit afraid, but they're not able to understand there's the PD as a whole, but then there's individuals that are responsible. So I think under that guise of fear, they're afraid that the PD can't help him, even though we're the ones that quite literally got him from the faceless and murked 10 of them. Right?
You're not going to kill him, are you? I mean,
no, that's the thing, but they're afraid that like if it's not in their control, there's a problem. But the thing is, they fucking took his body from a doctor's house with medical equipment, lost a chase, and they dumped Ming in front of the fucking hospital. And 30 minutes later, I'm getting a call from Michael Manx being like, Brian, blah, 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 blah. You yell. You better tell us where he is or else. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Start fucking killing doctors? Yeah, let me go and tell you where this guy is so you can do some dumb shit again. Right?
Yeah. Quick one.
Yeah.
Satellites. Are they in anything to do with the archivist?
No,
Or
but
are they
maybe.
faceless?
Yeah. I'm starting to realize that we need to have more of these conversations. Look, I'm just going to tell you this. PD High Command and their detectives are very well aware of these things. They're just TikTok brain, right? Most of the shit doesn't happen, happens like 15 minutes, one day at a time. You got to put everything together into what's being presented right now.
Yeah, I think my priority is not trying to, solve these issues. That's your guys' jobs. But if there's things going on, it's nice to have a bit of info.